Konbanwa, music lovers and club goers. Sam Troy here, coming to you from Fukuoka, Japan. It has now been exactly 1 week since my track Feel Good was released on Ultraflava Records, and because it's been 1 week, I wanted to just quickly go through how I did the bass line on the track. I will do a full breakdown of the track perhaps next week or over the weekend, but for now I just wanted to go through the bass line because to me that's kind of what glues the whole track together and gives it its vibe and gives it that kind of classic house vibe. So let's jump straight into Ableton and check it out. Okay, so here we are inside of the project file. So here's the bass line here that I used. As you can see, there's several bass lines, but I only used, this was the main one that I used. I racked my head around this for weeks, trying to find a good bass line. I originally wrote a MIDI bass line, which was here, then I didn't like it, and then I was trying to find different samples, and then I decided to, why not try a upright kind of jazzy bass line and then filter everything out and really give it that old school vibe, and that's exactly what I did. So here's the bass with all the processing. If I click on here, you can see I just took I added my swing on there, my groove, to line it up with the rest of the track. But as you can see, I just took a snippet of the bass line. This is the full sample here, but I only took this one section here, one bar, and just looped it. And then later in the track, I'd loop another section over here just before the break, this part here, later in the track. Now the original sample, if I shoot over to Splice, and it is this bass line here. And as you can see, it's an upright loop bass and it's going at 80 BPM and it's in A minor. So because my track was in 124, I stretched it to slow it down so it was in time with the track. And also I pitched it down 5 semitones to make it more deeper and darker and to be in key with the track, which is in E minor. So yeah, so that's basically it. So now if we look at the processing, I've got, of course, my gain stage there, and I put a little bit of little radiator on here to give it some warmth, and then I did the old filter trick with a bit of filter drive here. Then I gave it a bit of R bass just to give it some extra harmonics, and then the old pull tech trick just to fatten it up again. Then just clean the low end a bit and put a little side chain here to make space for the kick. And then I compressed it with the LA2A compressor, tube compressor, which I love. And then of course the Oxenford inflator and K-clip. There we go. And I have this thing here, fuser, which you sidechain it to the kick and it just shifts the phase to put the kick and bass in phase. And then I put another little side chain here with duck, which is side chain to the kick because I have a couple of double kicks and stuff in there, and that is basically it for the processing. Right, so sounds like this. Got that classic filtered bass in there. You can hear a little bit of a chord sound in there. Put it with the whole track. So yeah, that's basically how I made the bass line for my latest track, Feel Good, which is basically a kind of classic house track, filtered bass line, lots of sampling, just to give it that kind of old school house kind of vibe, which was what I was going for. So anyway, that's it. I'm Sam Troy. Speak to you later.